Oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AFL NT. You're watching the coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season. Here from TIO Stadium, we're here for round 15 action of the Men's Premier League competition, St Mary's versus PINT. Good afternoon, my name is Nick Danks, and my commentary partner this afternoon is Stuart Davies. Good afternoon, Stuart, how are you?
Good, thank you, Nick.
What are you expecting from today, apart from a wet game?
Yeah, that's right. Pretty difficult conditions, aren't they? Been raining quite a lot this week and most of this afternoon, and we saw the end of the previous game and plenty of water across the ground. So, yeah, look, what was already going to be a pretty tight contest, I think, even more so in these conditions. Yeah,
weather in Darwin at the moment currently 26 degrees, so that's lovely. Strong breeze to the right of screen, which is pretty normal for up here this time of year, but very, very wet. It started raining about lunchtime. It's been raining all week, but in real heavy conditions, so it'll be interesting. We had two games here on Wednesday night with the rep matches. A previous match just played before, so you will notice the ground's a bit chopped up more than normal, but there is slippery in patches. And as you said, watching the previous game with the Tiwi Bombers, I saw a couple of guys go for a swim. Yeah. So it's very wet out there. This is going to be a good game today, second versus fifth. PINT joined the Premier League last season, so this is the fourth meeting between these two sides. Last season was one win each. PINT defeated St Mary's by 31 points in round 3, and then St Mary's paid them back by winning round 12 by 14, and their only match this season was in round 5 when St Mary's were big winners by 87 points. I can't see that happening today, but should be a good match.
Yeah, that's right. And PINT's form has really turned around since that game. They went down in a close one last week, but before that they hadn't lost since round 5. So they're a form side. They're sitting inside the 5. They're pretty confident of playing finals in their second year in the competition, and it's, the top 5 is so tight, Nick, that a win tonight really gives them a chance of finishing top 3 as well.
Yeah, I caught up with Ryan Ayres, the Waratah coach, earlier on today, and he was saying that the coaches are saying you've only got to be off by about 2 or 3%, and that's the difference between those top 5 or 6 sides at the moment. So this could be an interesting game tonight. A couple of these boys, of course, backing up from Wednesday night as well. Yep. So who do you fancy in this one?
Look, I really like Saints in the wet weather, actually, Nick. I think they're pretty strong, pretty hard at the contest, and they're probably just about the best wet weather team going around. So, game underway. Toa goes early, still gets a hand to the ball, but out of the centre it's Lockie O'Brien with the first clearance for PINT down towards half forward, a high one, punched away from behind by the Saints defence, and now ball slips out. Ted Castle first there for St Mary's, gets a hand pass up, but difficult in the slippery conditions. It's picked up by Brett, who kicks long towards the goal square. It gets over the top of the players in the goal square, and I think that one's just touched the behind post, so it'll be a boundary throw in the left forward pocket. PINT kicking to the right of screen, the airport end in this first quarter. Toa and Ryan doing the ruck work there. Almost grabbed without the ball, and that's the way it's been seen. So it's going to be St Mary's free kick in the back half to Kieran Parnell. Parnell looking to go outer side of the ground. Gets plenty of distance. Good purchase on that, but just couldn't be controlled out there by Garner, and it'll be a boundary throw in once again.
Yeah, once the ball hits the deck today, it's just going to skip on like it did then, and neither player could manage to keep it inboard. But be knocking forward at all costs, you would think, today.
Yeah, that's right. And Connor McDonald doing the ruck work for PINT. He's one of those players backing up from the rep game during the week. But Toa won that one easily down to Dylan Lant, who throws it on the boot. Xavier Vallejo in there just trying to work the ball forward, but there's plenty of PINT defenders closing around it. Stephen Motlop, one of those, but couldn't keep the ball in play. And it's boundary thrown again. I think we'll probably see a bit of that today.
Yeah, I think the last time I called these two teams, we did see a lot of throw-ins that day, ball-ins that day as well. So they do like to play the wings, both these sides.
So Toa and McDonald, no clear hit-out winner. Seth Harris picks up, but he's wrapped up in the tackle. And umpire Kyan Everson comes in and throws it up pretty quickly. Got it moving, which is a good thing. And Paredes gets a toe poke of a kick forward, and now Saints have got it inside forward 50 for the first time. Klusky, good use of the body, and then picks up the ball on the outside of the boot, but couldn't bring that one back, and lobbed just inside the boundary line and over for a boundary throw in right next to the behind post at the Michael Long centre end of the ground. Calder doing the ruck work there, but just got nudged underneath it. Well, McDonald, at ground level, we can see how slippery it is. The ball comes out to Kluski again, ducks under one tackle, then tries to kick, has another kick off the ground, but Pint trying to work it out of defence through the hands of Marr to the advantage of a teammate, but eventually it's kicked back in. Motlop had his kick smothered. There's a kick out of the pack. All the Pint players are claiming it was touched, but I'm not sure the goal umpire is convinced of that. So we'll have a conference between field umpire, 2 boundary umpires and the goal umpire. And the goal umpire is satisfied that it is a goal. And I'm not sure who the goal kicker was.
No, I didn't see it either, but I'll keep an eye and see if we can work it out. But
yeah, it's a goal to St Mary's. But
I think it might have been Jake Toa because of the way they were giving him high fives as he was walking away. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll have a look at with the scorers in a few minutes, but we'll give it to Jake Toa at the moment. That's the first goal, 4 minutes into it for St Mary's. 1 goal to Pint yet to score, but pretty even game to get started, and a snap out of the pack, which I think we'll see a few of those today.
Yeah, it's a matter of taking your opportunities when you get them, isn't it? And Saints certainly did on that occasion. Had the ball in their forward area with the stoppage. So Toa wins the hit out again. Dylan Lant runs onto it, gives it by hand out to Harris. Harris hooks around on the right boot down towards half forward. The mark spilt there. Toa comes in, clears a path for Kluski. Kluski bangs it on the boot, gets it inside 50 again. Motlop working back for Pint. A short chip kick finds Gaydon. Gaydon takes the mark and plays on straight away, looking to come grandstand side as the ball pitches in some water there. A heavy body contest, and Ted Castle picks up, but that ball just slips off his boot, only travels a couple of metres. Paredes gets a hand pass over the top, but I'm not sure what the decision is here. The ball up, so not really sure what that was about. Might have been an injured player going off the ground, but anyway, we're back underway again as Benjamin Brett comes in for Pint, but couldn't get his hand on the ball. Comes to Parnell. Parnell swings a kick forward, but Holt Fitz down across half back. Just got worried out of it in the end as Charlton Offermans gets tackled and swung around, but umpire said that's a stalemate and it'll be a ball up again.
There was Big Tex who got the goal for St Mary's.
Okay. So, well, AJ just had the ball slip out of his hands and wasn't able to keep it in, so the boundary throw in again. Yeah. Tex Corro have been a really important inclusion in the St Mary's side this year as a bit of a foil for Jackson Calder up forward. Dylan Lant read that beautifully off the hands of the ruck contest and kicked along down towards the top of the goal square, but it's Stephen Motlop who's looking to clear it away, punched away from behind but illegally, and it'll be a Pint free kick. Smythe back there, kicks long around the grandstand side. Ball slips out, and now here's a chance for Pint to go forward as Holt Fitz has got running forward. He's got a one-on-one and delivers to the advantage of his teammate. He loses his footing down there, and that allows Robinson to come in and get the hand pass over the top to Harris. He's going to be too slow to get rid of that ball and chase down from behind. So terrific second effort. And Kirk, I think it is, who delivers inside forward 50, and that's a beautiful pass. And the mark taken by Matt Ryan, the skipper, deep in that forward pocket.
He didn't keep his feet there, but he got back up really quickly and chased it down and was well rewarded. And here is a big opportunity for Pint.
Ryan on the left foot. Looked a bit ungainly, but they just missed to the near side and are behind only to punt.
So their first score of the board, 1 goal straight to St Mary's and 1 point to Pint.
Dylan Lant with the kick-in duties goes out of side, and Jackson Calder out on a long lead at half-back takes that mark. It's a wall of players in front of him, so he's trying to find something that he likes down there. It goes long around the line, off hands the ball, spills inboard, but couldn't be taken cleanly by Garner. As a pack of players forms on top of the ball, and eventually it comes out. Corowa picks up and just advances it about 15 metres by foot. Again, just getting it forward any way they can, St Mary's at this stage, as the ball slips out. Ted Castle tries to kick off the ground to the advantage of Jack Land, who swings around on the left, but it's going to bounce close to the goal line, and terrific work by Lockie O'Brien, running back, just got a hand to the ball and helped it over the line for a rush behind, and waste no time bringing the ball back into play on the near side of the ground, as that one was a little bit dangerous, and Nolan with the free kick for Pint chips inboard to Marr, and now Marr gives off to O'Brien. O'Brien swings to the outer side of the ground. The ball slips over the back, nicely picked up, but there wasn't much room to move there for Motlop, I'm sorry, and the ball spills out to Jacob Long, who kicks high, and sitting underneath this one, Ethan Smith takes the intercept mark. Got a bit of a hobble up there.
Yeah, I think he got a knee as the other guy came into him as well, but he seems to be worried he's going to run it off.
So chips the ball along the line on that outer side. Ethan Knight trying to work it out, but it's Pint with their hands on the ball as the hook kick comes inboard, and that's a nice mark taken in front. And that's Mead Harding, who drills the ball inside forward 50, punched away from behind on the ground. Here's a chance for Pint with a quick kick forward to the top of the goal square, but well read by Parnell. He gives the hand pass off to Churgwin. Churgwin kicks to outside of defensive 50, but Pint is set up behind the ball as Marr kicks long back inside the 50, and ball about 30 metres out from their goal gets into the hands of McKimmie, whose kick just slid off the side of the boot as he cops some physical pressure, and Dylan Lant this time just hacks it off the ground, getting it forward. There's plenty of white Pint jumpers here, and well picked up by Smith for Pint, and gets it across to Marr. Just about the centre of the ground, grandstand side, kicks long, but that's misdirected, and Kieran Parnell wraps that one up pretty easily. He's got a runner out wide that he's thinking of using, but now changes his mind and gives off by hand to Jacob Long. He chips the ball along the wing, and just off the hand there of Mitch Palmer for Pint, saw it over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Southern District to drop one extra player behind the ball, so they're actually playing a sweeper or a quarterback type position at the moment, and that was the cut-off mark before as well by that extra man that they're playing in defence.
So from the throw-in, Conway doing the ruck work for Saints. So ball slips out, and Pint trying to use it by hands, but very slippery down there as it slips out to Brodie Motlop, who gets a kick forward down towards half forward. There's an opportunity here, but Parnell cleverly just got his foot to it to get it out into space, and then followed up, and then almost missed that time and allowed the Pint forwards to come in, but Parnell in the action again, but unable to keep it in, and it's a throw in once again. 12 minutes gone, first quarter, just the one goal on the board, and it's a pretty tight slog as we expected it would be.
Yeah, you can see the ground in spots that it's just going to be really hard. That ball will be really heavy now, and it's not going to get any easier as the day goes on.
Free kick's been found. It's going Saints' way to Dylan Lant. He wastes no time and kicks long along the line, but straight down the throat of Stephen Motlop. Motlop plays on now and kicks long inside forward 50. Good defensive work. Cherwin just punched it away from behind as Harry Ling got it back to Cherwin. Now Dylan Lant thumps it around the boundary line, looking for Corowa out there, but just couldn't quite get to it, and I think that might have bounced just inside the boundary line for a throw-in. So the boundary throw-in in front of the old TIO scoreboard as McDonald tries to work his opponent out of the way. He comes in and picks up now, gets just a toe to the ball as he was slung in the tackle, and umpire Cooper will come in and throw the ball up once again. Conway went underneath that one, couldn't get a hand to it. The ball dribbles forward, hands on the ball. For Saints was Klusky, but he got bundled over. The hand pass comes out here to Brown on the left beat, kicks down towards half forward, but it's chopped off across half back, and PINT bring it back into the middle of the ground. One-handed pick-up attempt, but couldn't take it. Again, players losing their footing, and good defensive work sees Saints move it out of the back half as Ben Brown down there again, just outnumbered by PINT opponents, and Harry McKimmie gets a kick inboard, but Jack Lant read it beautifully and picked it up and streams forward down towards half forward. Ball thumped forward from that pack marking contest. Corowa gets the ball as it slips into his hand, kicks towards goal. It's sliding through, but the wrong side of the goal post, and through for a behind again for St Mary's.
Yeah, right idea by Corowa there, just try to drop it into the square and let it slide through, but it took a skip to the left, and as you said, behind, so that's 1 goal 2, 8-2, 1 point.
Brad Ryan goes out of side of the ground, and PINT just looking to maintain a bit of possession here as it comes back to Ryan. The defensive goal square for PINT goes long to the outer side of the ground. Oh, it's a good mark from behind on the second grab by Connor McDonald for PINT. He wastes no time, kicks long around the wing. Parnell out in front, and already having some sort of game across half back for St Mary's, takes that intercept mark. Kieran Parnell goes long around the outer side as ball hits the ground, but over the line again. Another throw in.
Yeah, Parnell there was looking for someone to give that ball off to, and no one came running for him, so he's banged it down the wing, and we've got ourselves another throw in. Yeah, that's right, and PINT are very good, very disciplined at setting up behind the play, so really need to try and break it up a bit if they can find someone to give to as they come out of defence. So that one's rebounded off a foot out there, and it's going to be a PINT free kick over on the full as they... Parnell again gets his hands to it, spilt the mark this time, but got the hand pass up, but it was Grace Long who just mishandled the ball and gives PINT the opportunity again as the quick kick goes forward. There's no one forward of the players here as Mead Harding kicks long towards the goal square, but again the wrong side of the post and a behind only. Yeah, you said she had nothing else to kick to there, but open goal square and just try to take the bounce, and that skipped right to the left as well.
So Jacob Long just a bit short with that kick and allowed Holt Fitz to come in and get a fist to it and force it over the boundary line. Another throw in.
Coming up to the 17-minute mark of the first quarter with 1 goal scored, you wouldn't think it's going to be a long quarter.
No, that's right. So goals at a premium, and PINT have got the stoppage inside their forward 50 this time as Toa in front, but over the back, good body work by Jones, but just couldn't take the ball cleanly, and it stacks on again for another ball up. Toa uses his strength to shift Jones out of the way, then thumps the ball, but Brodie Motlop gets a kick to it, and Lockie O'Brien on the left kicks down towards full forward as Ryan comes out. Ball out into some space now. They use it through the hands. A quick kick forward, but just out into a little bit of space, but that closes up pretty quickly as Jones gets a quick kick in. But Saints were lining up behind the ball, and the mark taken by Davies. He clears to the outer side of the ground and finds Seth Harris. Harris moves the ball quickly around the outer wing. Getting his hands to it down there was Offermans, but couldn't take the mark. He's back on the ball at ground level now. Stephen Motlop tries to toe poke it to the advantage of his teammate. Corowa got tackled and he missed the ball, and Dylan Lant hacks it off the ground about 10 metres forward, but well, that's an interesting mark from the kick off the ground. He was already on the ground, I think, Corowa, and the ball fell into his hands as Harris takes the mark on the outer side. He's got a leading player out there, which was Jackson Calder. You could almost pay that mark in these conditions, you would have thought, but play on's the call as the kick comes in. Here's a chance for Saints again. Snap over the shoulder on the left boot. I think it's pretty good, and it was Garner this time who's put that one through, and terrific finish down there. And again, it was just from a half chance, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So they've taken those two half chances, goals very, very similar there for St Mary's, and they're going to be an absolute premium. You wouldn't think more than about 10 goals will be scored by the sides today. So 2 goals, 2 coming into the end of the first quarter to 2 points.
Yeah, 19 minutes gone in this first quarter. So, as Nick said earlier, you wouldn't expect there'd be too much time on with just a couple of goals scored. But kind of had a couple of opportunities, but just haven't been able to hit the scoreboard with a major so far, as they win the clearance again. Here, get it down to half forward. Holt Fitz tries to loop a hand pass over the top, but only as far as Vallejo, and Saints clear it away again down to half forward. But free kick's been given away by Ted Castle down there. And Stephen Motlop just receives the hand pass across half back, chips around, but Vallejo chipping in takes the intercept mark for Saints. And was looking to move it quickly, but really didn't have much to go to, so slows it up and chips it over the top to Dylan Lant. Lant along towards half forward, but it's all PINT back there, and that one's chopped off, and they'll just steady things down. And Stephen Motlop, as he often does, just gets to a space to receive and then plays on, kicks long around the wing, slips over the top now. Here's a chance for PINT to use it through the hands. Ryan on the left goes long to a one-on-one down there. Oh, working to the front was Jones, and Andrew Jones didn't take the mark but was held in the marking contest. And
doesn't look confident here, does he?
It's called to play on now, and has the kick smothered as Vallejo comes in to lend assistance. He gets a hand pass over the top, but puts Dylan Lant in a fair bit of trouble there, but he got held without the ball. There's a bit of push and shove going on, but the free kick will remain with Lant, and he chips inboard. But that's well read coming up from half forward. Kyle Kirk got his hands to the ball, but in the end it's going to be a Saints free kick. Conway hands it off to Klusky. Klusky looking to go wide. He's got a player in some space out there, and that's Seth Harris, who takes the mark, and he's off and running, has a touch on the ground, and tries a drill pass, but just off target, and PINT able to rebound once again as ball slips out and through the hands. It's kicked off the ground by O'Brien for PINT again, out into some space, and I think there might have been a bit of a push there, and it'll be a PINT free kick on the outer side of the ground.
And if there wasn't enough water on the ground, it's raining again.
Yeah,
so.
You can see it in the screen even, so pretty heavy as McKimmie kicks down towards half forward. In front was the big fella Conway, couldn't take the mark but brought the ball to ground as Paredes gets tackled to ground. Brown with the hand pass on the left hand over the top, and now Saints work it through the hands again. It's raining really heavily now as Corowa gets a hand to the ball, and now at ground level gets a kick forward, but it's a free kick going back to Corowa, and at 22 minutes he'd have to move it quickly to score from here. He chips inboard to Dylan Lant. He's got a player running behind him, ignores that. He's going to swing round on the left boot and drill a pass inside forward 50, but well read and chopped off by Maher once again for PINT. and he chips to the outer side of the ground where Pulmer takes a mark at half back and just slows things down and indicating that he's going to try and go along the line on the outer side of the ground. Does just that, punched away from behind and over the boundary line, and another throw in. It's absolutely teeming down here now.
Isn't it?
And it's fortunate we've got to monitor Nick because the windows in here are all fogged up. So
I was just sitting here thinking it's the first time I've been to the footy where I can't actually see the ground.
So on that throw in, got his hands to it. It's going to be a free kick for kicking in danger, I think. Just a bit of a toe poke from O'Brien. It's going to come back to big Owen Conway.
Amazingly, that's the first one of those in this quarter. Well, we're expecting a few of those today with them kicking off the ground. And there we go, quarter time. 23 and a half minutes. St Mary's 2-2-14 to PINT 2 points in a very wet day here at TIO. We'll be back with you shortly.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back. We're here for round 15 action of the 23-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. St Mary's versus PINT. And Stuart, good game of footy considering in really wet conditions, and it's raining very heavily there at quarter time.
Yeah, it hasn't let up, has it? So a ground that was already pretty sloppy is just getting more so. But yeah, it is. It's a tough contest, and Saints have been able to take their chances, and PINT haven't. So we're underway again. Toa up high, hooks it over the back. Dylan Lant picks up on the half volley, then gets a kick forward. Klusky running up from half forward, gets the hand pass out wide, and Harris on the left kicks up towards half forward as Jack Lant sweeps in, picks the ball up, gets past a couple of opponents, centres the ball into half forward there. Vallejo picks up, hand passes over the top, misses the target though, and Calfell gets a bit of a kick forward. Stephen Motlop sweeps a hand pass forward, but it's chopped off there by Ling, who gets it forward to Paredes. His kick only as far there as Peters, who clears to the outer side of the ground, looking to the advantage of Lockie O'Brien, who cleverly kicked off the ground around the boundary line. The Saints players calling for a free kick, and that's the way it's going to go, as Robinson just chips the ball inboard, and Saints will just settle things from behind. Davies goes back around the outer side of the ground where there's a pack of players. Paredes hacks a kick forward, and the ball slips over the back. Corowa sliding in on his knees, just got pushed out of the way, and eventually a stoppage again.
Ethan Smith went down there a few minutes ago, and he's really hobbling out there. The runner's just gone out to him and he's waved him away, but it was a big knock.
So ground level again. Elliot Chalmers just wrapped up with the ball that time, and it'll be the ball up again. Fascinating contest in the ruck between Toa and McDonald. Toa a bit undersized but uses his strength well. So McDonald in front this time, hooks it straight down into the hands of his teammate Calfall, but there was no way out of there. There's too many players around. A quick hand pass by Chalmers got it out the back. It allowed PINT to kick forward. Parnell almost missed the ball completely there, but recovers well and picks up, gets a hand pass inboard, looking for Ling, who just overruns the ball that time, and now a chance for PINT with a chip kick forward. That'll be a free kick, I think. No eyes on the footy, running back with the flight, so that'll go against Davies, and it'll be a PINT free kick at half forward to Ben Brett.
He gets a smack in the back of the head with the ball just for it as well. PINT have had the opportunities today. They just haven't managed to get that last kick in for that shot on goal. But here they've got an opportunity here with Brett. Wet ball, though, there's a long way out. And he's kicking into a pretty strong breeze. If I can just see the flags on there, they may have turned around.
Yeah, it's pretty blustery, isn't it? But, yeah, you wouldn't. This would take an absolute best from Brett. From here, his kick's going to lob just to the side of the goal square. It's punched away by Toa from behind and gets it out over the boundary line for a throw-in.
He's got a nice kick, Brett. You would expect on a dry day he would have had a real opportunity there, but it dropped. As you can see by the weight of the ball and the weather, it was always going to just drop a little short. That's exactly what it did.
The boundary throw in, Smythe and Toa wins a hit out. It comes back into his hands. He gets a kick forward as he's falling backwards to the ground, picked up by Paredes, who gets a quick kick forward. Oh, a high leap out there by Motlop. Couldn't hold on to the ball as Paredes, again in the middle of the pack, manages to get a kick out, but it's all PINT here. It's going to be chopped off and brought back in, inside forward, 50 out in front. The ball punched away from behind, and Davies paddles it back to the advantage of his teammate, then comes in and tries to hand pass back, but he's still scrambling for the ball at ground level. As now a quick kick off the ground by Ryan to the advantage of McKimmie, but Toa back in defence just thumps the ball out, but only as far as Stephen Motlop, who's taken that mark at the front edge of the centre square for Pint. Toa comes out, spills the mark as Holt Fitz gets a hand pass forward. Dylan Lant just forces it out, and Ling through the hands across to Jacob Long. Long to Lant, and Lant clears it away from defensive 50 for Saints as that little toe poke is chopped off, and the kick by Smith backwards. And Mark chips the ball inboard and finds Elliot Chalmers. Chalmers plays on now, runs around a couple of players, chips the ball inside forward 50. That's a well-directed kick, and the mark taken about 35 metres out directly in front. And it's Brett again, who had that kick from about the 50-metre line not long ago. So he got some pretty good purchase on that one. So you'd think he's within range here.
As the rain gets heavier, as he lines this one up for Pint's first goal.
It's on the way. I think he's got the distance all right, but just pushed it off to the left. And another opportunity missed for Pint, and behind only. Dylan Lant will bring the ball back into play around the outer side of the ground. Ball just double-fisted in that contest over the boundary line, but I think there's a free kick in the contest, and it's going Saints' way. Cora chips in short and finds Garner. Garner has one inboard, ignores that, and goes long down the line instead. Punched away, but well read by Paredes at the front of the pack. He kicks down towards half forward, but that one's stayed out and over the boundary line on the full as Lee Peters jumps the fence to retrieve the footy and will bring the ball back in. No spectators on the outer side.
Yeah, no brave ones there over the Southern St Mary's Club either. Looking through the fence there's no one there.
So brought back in, but well read by Paredes again. He's off and running and kicks long down towards half forward. Stephen Motlop sets himself beautifully there and takes the intercept mark, and now looking to switch into the centre square for at ground level, and Pint working it forward now as the troops all try to run back, but Saints have worked that nicely, and Chergwin kicks grandstand side, lobs it in a puddle of water there. Ted Castle pretty cleverly just flicked it between his legs, and now he's up and running again. Receives from Brown, kicks long down towards half forward, where Calder just got worked out of it a bit as he tried to take the mark, and coming in there for Pint was Calpful, and got the hand pass as he was tackled, and it's gone over the boundary line, and Brad Ryan gives it back to the boundary umpire, and it'll be a throw in between wing and half forward for St Mary's, just in front of the grandstand. McDonald in front, but the ball slips through his hands as Conway gets a kick to it. That's gone directly towards the boundary line. The Pint players asking that that be paid deliberate, but umpire doesn't agree, and it'll be a throw in once again.
He would have been stiff there. It come off the side of his boot, and the umpire did a right decision there.
Yeah, in these conditions. So McDonald with the hit out, but Garner at ground level gets past a couple of players, gets it off to Paredes, but that's hit the wrong side of the boot, I think, and has gone over the boundary line on the full, about 5 metres around from the behind post. So this time Brad Ryan over the fence to retrieve the footy. So almost 9 minutes gone in this second quarter, and what have we had? Just one behind scored, I think, Nick.
Yeah, that's it. 2 goals, 2 to 3 points coming up to the 9-minute mark of the second quarter.
Brad Ryan bringing the ball back into play around the outer side of the ground. Oh, a big leap from behind from McDonald, but the ball slips over the top, and Saints thump it in again. Parnell down to half forward. Brown spills the mark. Paredes at ground level picks up, hooks a hand pass over the top, but it's chopped off by Gaydon, and he clears to the outer side of the ground. where Saints managed to just force it over the boundary line. Offerman's out there for St Mary's in the contest, and another stoppage. So Conway did the ruck work and then picked up at ground level, got the hand pass forward. The kick comes inside forward 50. Corowa got his hands to the ball, couldn't hold on to the mark, and it slips over for another boundary throw-in. So, looks like there might have been some high contact there on Harry Marr, and he'll take the free kick. He gives it off to Motlop, running around the back, and he kicks long around the wing, or nicely read off hands by Brett. Brett quickly kicks the ball down towards half forward. There's a one-on-one contest here. Jacob Long and Liam Holt-Fitz. Long had the best of it early, but Holt-Fitz has done pretty well in the end, just got it to the advantage of McKimmie. And McKimmie centres the ball, but Saints have worked back pretty well again as the quick kick comes out to half back. It's picked up there by O'Brien, who kicks high towards the goal square. It's punched away. It hasn't got enough on it to get over the line as Matt Ryan comes in, picks it up. He gets bundled over in the tackle, and Saints trying to work it through the hands. They just need to clear it out as quickly as they can, I think, but it's picked up down there by Mead Harding, centres the ball, but beautifully read in defence by Davies.
Yeah, the sweeper that they're playing, St Mary's, is definitely working for them. They're just cutting it off every time that they go forward. They're just going to drop their eyes, it'll be, I think, with Pint.
So Parnell undecided, but manages to get around the player on the mark, and then kicks short to Paredes. Paredes has got a player in the middle of the ground. Grace Long in some space. He's off and running now. Hand passes forward to Brown. Brown by hand over the top to Lant. Jack Lant goes long down towards half forward. Calder got his hands to the ball. Picked up at ground level beautifully down there by Offermans, but his hook kick towards the goal has gone right across the face and dribbled over the boundary line for a throw-in. So just in front of picture there, it's Tom Gaden for Pint. Looks to be in a fair bit of pain with a knock to the leg, I think. But from the boundary throw-in, McDonald gets rid of his opponent. Stephen Motlop picks up and clears away to the outer side of the ground, but this one's going to be chopped off out there by Knight. Gets a hand pass out wide to Vallejo, back to Knight. Knight looking inboard now, kicks down towards half forward, punched away, and now Pint through the centre of the ground, trying to build up, as cleverly done by Kyle Kirk there to get around his opponent. He kicks long. Parnell doesn't try to mark that one, just tapped to the advantage of his teammate and then received back by a hand pass and clears long to the outer side of the ground, where Paredes has judged that beautifully over the back, and he wastes no time. He's off and running, kicks inboard towards half forward, but again Pint have got numbers back there, but again at ground level the Saints have worked it through the hands to Dylan Lant. Lant with a kick on the left has kicked it straight through the middle for another one of those opportunist goals, but the build-up was pretty good, and yeah, Dylan Lant, 1 minute you see him kicking in from fullback, and the next he's having a shot.
Yeah, captain's goal there. 3 goals, 2 points. First score of the quarter, actually, because the other one did go past the point post, so we've pulled that one back. So no score, that was the first one. 13.5 mark of the second quarter. Yeah,
so a 3-goal lead in these conditions is pretty handy, although we did see a couple of weeks ago Pint won a game after having no goals at half-time against Warwick. So yeah, it's been a pretty wet few weeks.
It'll be interesting to see the guys who are backing up on from Wednesday night as well, how they go as we get further into this game with this pitch this heavy, and be interested to see how they go. But some of them played pretty well tonight.
Yeah. So Pint again work it nicely through the hands, and shot. Drills a pass down towards half forward where it's marked by Brett again on the left. He gets it down towards the forward pocket, but St Mary's behind the ball. Davies' kick is chopped off this time by Chalmers just outside forward 50 for Pint. And you can see all the Saints players in the picture that have worked back, and that pass inboard is just...
Well, let's go for a walk. Oh,
no,
did it?
Bit of staging maybe, but
yeah.
Jack Lant kicks to the outer side on the bounce, picked up by Calder. He kicks nicely on the left inboard, and now it's Saints off and running again as Corowa takes this mark close to the boundary line. Drills the pass in, picked up on the half volley by Dylan Lant, but got himself into a fair bit of trouble down there and then threw a boot in, and that'll be a Pint free kick now. They're out and running as Kalpful takes the mark and hands off to Ma. Ma kicks inboard. It's well directed but well read also by Grace Long, who just punched it away. Holt Fitz gets caught with the ball, manages to get it out. Lingham passes over the top, and desperate work at ground level, but Paredes has just got into the back of his opponent then, and it'll be Kyle Kirk to take the free kick. He's looking to move the ball quickly, but I think there might be a 50-metre penalty here. So clearly something set off the ball.
Yep.
And this was a real opportunity for Pint to get their first goal on the board. That'll march Kirk down to only about 20 metres out directly in front. So there's a second 50-metre penalty, so this makes it an absolute certainty as he'll go all the way to the goal line. I think there seems to be a little bit of confusion. Yep. So Kirk walks in, no problem whatsoever, and Pint have their first goal on the board.
3 goals, 2:20 to 1 goal, 2-8, 16.5-minute mark of the second quarter. As you said, Pint just got their first goal with a 50-minute penalty, so a bit of talking off the ball and a bit of pointing around there from a couple of the Pint players as well. The back sweeper, as I said before, is working really well for St Mary's, and of course when they do that, sometimes when they're going forward, they're probably missing those 1 or 2 guys up front. That's the gamble you take in these wet weather footies.
Yeah, that's right, and I don't think Anthony Velojo, the coach, will be very happy about a double 50-metre penalty gifting a goal in these sort of conditions. So just need to get the discipline right as we're set for the restart. Tyler wins the hit out. Quick kick is smothered. Knight comes in, paddles it out to the advantage of Harris. He tries to hand pass back to Knight. Knight at ground level, just having trouble controlling it. And Harris gets it over the top. It's hacked off the ground out wide, and Tedcastle looking to hook it back to his teammate, but I think Pint were onto it that time as the quick kick comes forward, slips off hands over the back. Plusky in there, just got it to his teammate Tedcastle. Oh, his kick straight into the player in front of him, but it fell into the hands of Dylan Lant, who kicks long down towards the hot spot out from the goal square, but there's a chopping free kick. It's going to be paid to Pint. And Ethan Smith just settles things from the back. His kick falls short, but Brad Ryan's got plenty of time out there and kicks to the outer side of the ground. McDonald running onto the sliding ball but couldn't keep it in play, but Pine have got it out of the danger area and out to the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. So 18.5 minutes gone, second quarter, just a goal apiece in this quarter. As the boundary throw in, just tapped straight down. Chalmers gets a clearing kick around the wing, punched away from behind once again as at ground level Matt Ryan gets swamped by a couple of Saints players, and it'll be a ball up again. So Toa works his way to the front, gets the hit out down, but Chalmers gets another clearing kick for Pint, and coming out strongly, the mark was taken by Jones. He's off and running, gives by hand, and now here's a chance for Pint again as the kick comes in. Well, the mark was spilt, but the Pint player there, Kirk, looked to be driven into the ground, but umpire said it was all fair, and play went on. But now we have a stoppage. Toa and McDonald over the top. almost controlled it, but Saints through the hands. Davies gets a quick kick out again, but running onto it down here is Jones for Pint. Couldn't control it in front of him. Dylan Lant goes off the ground to his brother Jack Lant, but his hand pass only as far as Stephen Motlop, who chips around the outer side of the ground, but again too close to the boundary line and couldn't be kept in.
Last quarter went for about 23.5 minutes. We're just coming up to time on now, and we've had, was it 2 goals scored this quarter, so something around similar sort of time, you'd think.
Tyler in front, wins the hit out down. Lant off the ground, makes about 10 metres there, but Wayland's the call as Saints force it forward again. Ball slips out. Calder putting the pressure on Brad Ryan, and Ryan happy to see it over the boundary line again. Toa makes his way to the front, double fists it forward to the advantage of Dylan Lant. His kick slides off the boot and over the boundary line on the full as he was pushed as he went to kick the ball. So Elliot Chalmers this time retrieves the football. Chalmers long round the wing, Toa in front, brings the ball to ground. Good work in there from Churgwin, got it back in board, and now Saints trying to work it through the hands. Klusky just had a couple of Pint players running at him, so just couldn't control the ball. Punched away again by Churgwin. Toa working back, gets the hand pass to Ling. Ling swings around on the right boot. Kicks long forward of centre, the ball slips over the back, beautifully read out there, and now a chance for Saints again. Ball comes out to Harris. Harris kicks long, looking for Corowa. Corowa, good use of the body, got rid of his opponent Smythe, and then just got himself to the fall of the ball and took a nice mark.
You did very well there, getting rid of the defender and lining up to pretty put a stamp in on this quarter for St Mary's. Getting back at the moment, Pint are leading it by a point, but this could be a handy goal for St Mary's and a handy goal for the match.
Takes Corowa with the set shot. Kicking from about 35. The kick's on the way, and he's just dragged that one to the left. So an opportunity gone missing there for Saints as Stephen Motlop wanders back and will bring the ball back into play. Chip short, pretty much straight up the middle of the ground. And kick across is a dangerous one and well read by Garner, who takes the mark. He's kicked short as the siren's gone. The mark won't be paid. And
he missed it anyway.
Yeah.
So stalemate quarter, 1 goal, 1 each apiece. So at the moment, as we go into half-time, 3-3-21 to 1-3-9. So 12 points in it is exactly the same as it was at quarter time. We're back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we are here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option, and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footy.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Those pounce in numbers. Darms picks up, gets a quick hand pass forward, and now his kick comes inside forward 50. It's beautifully weighted to Moody, and Moody on the board again for Nightcliff, and Scrubby's one forward. It's a tap forward into the hands of Cantilla. Hand pass back looking for Orville again. He picks up now, swings the ball back towards goal, and at the top of the goal square, Stanley Tipalura coming out of the goal square directly in front. So Stanley Tipalura kick on the way, no problem at all, and a goal that Tiwi seriously needed as and he's got a player out in plenty of space here in Clark. Clark kicks inboard. Nyhouse gets it on the bounce, hand passes over his shoulder to Scott, back to Nyhouse. Nyhouse dribbles a kick forward, and Sing Lippo on the line does his best to get out of the way of it. He does get out of the way of it and allows it to bounce through. And Scott, he wheels around onto his right boot, hooks over his shoulder, and Nyhouse coming out from the goal square picks up. He's got three players out wide. Darms takes the mark, hand passes across to Sing Lippo. So there's two players there that had no one within 30 metres of them as they raffled who was going to kick the goal, and Darms cooking to the top of the goal square looking for Nyhouse, just slips off hands out the back to where they're first at ground level as the ball spills to the front of the pack, picked up a left foot kick towards goal. Is a goal, and I think you'll find that was Cameron Eilert who'd made his way all the way down the ground. But been out of grand final action for a couple of years now as Wild wins that hit out down. The hand pass over the top from Tardru. Comes back to Tardru now, or just ducks through a couple of Tiwi defenders, kicks on the outside of the boot and bangs it through for a very clever goal. The end of this one again at half forward, looking to move the ball on quickly, kicks high to the top of the goal square. Off hands, it's Nyhouse at the back of the pack, swings around on the right boot, and he's kicked another goal for Nightcliff, and Nyhouse now has kicked one goal in each of the four quarters. I can Sing Lupo somersaults forward and then gives the hand pass off, but it now falls into the hands of Orville, who had an air shot. Oh, that one's pinched by Michael Dunn, kicks on the outside of the boot, and I think he might have manufactured a goal here for Tiwi. That was a bit of a comedy of errors coming out there, but some short, and finds Clark, and Clark has found Brown, who got some space.
Has he got it this time? He has. Get around him. Get around him. He's done it. And as the teammates rush over, there it is. Finally, Stu, we got there.
Makes the mark inboard. As in fact, it's Cooper Darms as the siren goes to end the game. So in the end, it was 3-2 in the final quarter, but Nightcliff had the game well in their control going into that final quarter. And
they'll get named the final team tomorrow. Dylan Lant now takes the handball from Sauder, runs in at goal. Goal umpire doesn't move, and St Mary's have kicked their first goal to their captain, Dylan Lant. To the top, he's tackled without it. It should be a free kick. The umpire doesn't call it. Jackson Clark with the handball, and guess who? Dylan Lant runs in and kicks another goal for St Mary's. For the kick, goes in for a second effort, gets it back to Hodges, who chucks it on the boot, tapping it out in front of him. Jackson Calder, he's going to run into goal and kick one for the Saints. A nice easy one for Jackson Calder. Ducks, weaves his way through traffic, puts it on the right. Calder's underneath it, comes off hands. Dylan Lance there again, puts it on the left. You wouldn't believe it, he's kicked his third goal in the first 17 minutes of the first quarter. He gives it off to Dylan Lant. He's got the running Seth Harris, and Darcy Churgwin, he's come down from defence, but he unselfishly gives the hands off, and St Mary's have kicked another goal, and that time Charlton Offerman. Some great work there by Churgwin. It is Dylan Lant now with the kick. Mitch Taylor leading to the ball with Corowa. They're having a great contest. Corowa keeps his feet. I think he's kicked it. Yep, they're celebrating the Saints, and some great work there by Tex Cordefa. So throw in, Calder takes it out, kicks it high, kicks it, and he's kicked another one. Jackson Calder for St Mary's in front of Cordefa. Calder there as well. Super quick hands off to Offermans. He has a shot on goal, and he has kicked it. So Offermans with another goal for the Saints. Calder the fly over the top of Cordefa. Mitch Taylor just a little kick off the ground, picked up by Mitch Musgrove, and he's kicked a goal. So almost 16 minutes into the third quarter, Musgrove has kicked a goal. That's the first ruck that Johnson hasn't gone up for, Buxy. Picked up by Braden McLean off a couple of steps, and he's kicked a goal. So great answer there by Wanderers.
Would be very happy with their last two quarters.
Yeah, they've done well as the ball comes off hands to Brennan. Running in now, Offermans. A little kick. 16 seconds it took for that goal, Buxy. St Mary's opening their account in the last quarter. Dylan Lant chopping it off now. Brennan gives it back to Lant. Lant goes inboard, arches the back, puts it on the left, and look at that kick. 4 goals for Dylan Lant. Post takes a mark, picks it up, gets the handball out wide to Ted Castle. He doesn't take it with him. Now he does. Regains composure, and what a goal from the pocket by Ted Castle. The bridge with the big punch away. Braith Hodges with it now. He's going to have a kick. Big kick by Hodges, and shepherded through by Jackson Calder. Beautiful goal by Braith Hodges. Matty Motlop, he's been good for Wanderers tonight.
Yeah, he's been
really hard.
the best as well, I think. He's been really good. And Dylan Lant, once again, another goal. Just hard running.
Ladder now, and as it stands, Nightcliff out in front on top. As the full-time siren goes, and St Mary's 21-13, 139 have defeated Wanderers 3-4-22 here at TIO Stadium.
Again, and this time, once again, Connor McDonald plays a bit like a midfielder. Got the handball out, grubbers the kick through the goal, and I said he was a goal kicker. Benjamin Brett has the goal. The first one, it took them 5 minutes, but they're on the board.
Centre every time it comes out.
Yep, Partington, who's been so good for Pint. Just a swingman, can play anywhere. Over the back, Mark dropped. Goes by hand, kick off the ground, and I reckon that might be Ethan Penrith. There, playing on quickly, down forward. Jonathan Ross, one out, got a couple to beat. The defence. Oh, bad handball. Swings around. What a goal. Was that a goal?
Yep.
I reckon it was. Matthew Dennis kicks pretty straight. Ball didn't quite make the distance. It looked like a high tackle there, or was it an act? Ball on the ground, in dispute. Picked up that time, kicked across his body with the left foot, and it's Lockie O'Brien, who's been busy. Got the goal. Again, didn't lower the eyes. Brander, they say. Brander. Brander does get it. Kicks forward, running into an open goal. And that time, that will be Dylan Barry. He's got one. O'Brien will go on to swing onto the left boot. Switches. Grandstand side. Only as far as Beau Schwarz. Sells the dummy onto the non-preferred left. And Beau Schwarz, thank you very much. The non-preferred left. Beautifully done. The clearance goes the way of the pointers. Back to Penrith. Oh, wonderful tackle. Play on called the umpire. Advantage. Series of handballs on the left boot. Harrison Marr does it and does it nicely. McKimmie onto the left boot. He's done it nicely. Yep,
came back.
Gee, that was an educated kick, wasn't it? That was. Has the pace, the skipper gets it forward, and it's Dylan Barry. Now Barry's a left footer, swings around onto the left foot, and I reckon he's nailed that. That is a wonderful, wonderful, confident goal. Dylan Barry, you said the first goal's the key.
Yep.
Yeah, halfway through the second quarter, has probably had the better of him. But hasn't kicked a goal. Jonathan Ross, Jono Ross, a noted goal kicker. Jono or Jonathan, doesn't matter, call him what you will. That might be the horse with the straw. Right, tried to barge his way through the ball away. Doesn't matter, wasn't seen by the field umpire. Bouncing out of defence is Lockie O'Brien. Lockie O'Brien kicks it to Motlop. Motlop goes further forward by hand, looking out there for McKimmie. McKimmie sells the dummy, runs into an open goal and nails it. Harry McKimmie.
Kicks his third for the day.
Districts, right half forward. That's it. 8-5-53, Southern Districts, the home team.
So come away with a 7-point win. So Pint did win the quarter by 2 points, but in the end, 7-4-46. Other districts coming away 8-5-53.
The corridor. Oh, I thought Clarkey could have gone for that then, but now it gets to Thomas Clark. The umpire said he's ducked into that. Does advantage get paid? And the umpire says yes, it's paid, and it's through for a goal. So I think that was Coco Nicky that's kicked that goal. There as well. They need numbers here. Edmonds again, and he's caught him holding the ball. And well done at Lucas Edmonds. That was 2.
Terrific tackle, yeah, 30 metres out too, so he should convert.
Yeah, he should. He's usually a good kick, and he's got the Magpies' first goal on the board, so they trail by a goal. Maroney got a fist into it. Driscoll plays on. It was the free kick. Oh, he had a number of Palmerston players in the middle. Pelton can't pick it up now. He kicks it, and he's kicked their second. The young fella, Dallas. Pelton gets around them, and Colton, has kicked his first goal behind him. Must have been good voice there for the Buffaloes, and they can rattle this off. and raffle it off, and Coco Nicky will go back and kick his second. Too easy there, the transition for the Darwin Buffaloes, and they have their 6th goal. More of that, Pete, as well.
Yeah,
so
bigger type players too.
So Nick Yaron just dances around, looks to McBean. Good punch from behind, but McBean, no, that's Loftus, sorry. Gets it to Armat Watkins. Armat Watkins has drilled it. He's kicked his second. And Buffaloes pegged that goal back. Take the mark under pressure. Waylon Davies hanging out here. If they can get it to him, Such Taylor needs to go back. And again, Chrissy Williams picks it up. If he kicks this, I'm telling you what, he's going to celebrate. He does now.
Nice goal.
So Chrissy Williams has got his first goal, and the Darwin Buffaloes have their 10th coming, but there's not. It's all clear on bomb, but Edmonds goes into the forward line. Barnett picks it up. They get it out here to Little Low, and he's kicked it. So a good start to the Palmerston Magpies. They've kicked their 4th goal. And Little Low has his first. Now Coco Nicky's parked underneath it. Waylon Davey couldn't get there, and Coco Nicky then plays on quickly. Kicks it to Jared Stokes. Couldn't hit him on the chest. Jared Stokes tackled. Now he has a shot on goal, and he's kicked it. They did it the hard way there, the Darwin Buffaloes, but the captain gets the goal. Well done, Jared Stokes.
At TIO Stadium.
So the kick in there by Palmerston, intercepted by Nick Yaron. Daniel Stafford at the back. It's punched. Jared Stokes front and centre, puts it on the boot. Has he kicked it this time? And it looks like it's all through for a goal that time for the Darwin Buffaloes. And their captain, Jared Stokes. Little handball over the top. And back to Jared Stokes. He's just everywhere in this final quarter. Has another shot on goal, and he's kicked another one. So Jared Stokes kicks his 5th goal in this final quarter. We'll go close with this too. He loves the trick shots. He's very skillful. Nice looking kick off the boot. Waylon Davey has put that through for a goal.
You're spot on, Liz.
Yeah, so the 6th goal for the Magpies back. Nice little kick on the right, goes over the top, but they've got good hands off to Jared Stokes, and he's just kicked his 6th goal of the final quarter. Just beautifully read there by Jared Stokes. Sandful footy, and he played for the NT as a youngster, so he's had a great career, but brings real experience.
As the siren goes, Liz, so it's all over here at TIO Stadium. 19-19, 133 to 7-6-48.
Welcome back. We're here for round 15 action in the 23-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition, St Mary's versus Pint. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this afternoon, Stuart Davis. Stuart, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, tough slog, isn't it? Really difficult conditions. The rain is persistent and has continued all through half-time. But, I said coming into the game, I think that Saints are probably about the best wet weather side going around, and they've just got that couple of goal advantage, which is pretty big in a low-scoring game like this. And Pint have been in a pretty good form, and it doesn't take too much to get themselves back close to a result. So it'd be interesting to see the opening 10 minutes or so of this third quarter be crucial.
Yeah, 12 points at quarter time. Came in at half time, of course, 12 points as well, 1-1 each in that second quarter. So you would hope that Pine could get a couple early here and make a game of this, but St Mary's looking pretty good with that sweeper as well as we're back underway.
McDonald wins the hit out. Garner at ground level just got a toe in. He's going to be penalised for that. There were hands around the ball, so it's Pint with the first free kick as Lockie O'Brien kicks long down towards half forward, punched away by Chergwin there, but Pint at ground level, the hand pass fired out by Brett. Now a high kick down towards half forward. Parnell underneath it, couldn't take the mark. The ball spills out. Well, here's an opportunity for Pint, almost a holding there, but Saints strong in defence again. The kick comes away from Chergwin. Harris at ground level just overran the ball, and Saints again. Dylan Lant had plenty of the football again today. Kicks wide, relieves the pressure in the back half and gets it out to the wing where it goes over the boundary line in front of Jackson Calder. So yeah, Dylan Lant in some rare form once again. Of course, the reigning Nichols medalist, and you would almost think he'd be a hot favourite this year as well, Nick.
Yeah, a couple of games like this I've seen him play. He certainly had a lot of control today and in these conditions, and yeah, you'd think he'd be a favourite.
So Paredes just works it forward. Jack Lant picks up now, swings back inboard, but his hand pass is ineffective pretty much as a strong tackle is laid on Sam Kalpful there, and umpire Josh Cooper will come in and ball it up. McDonald again just used his body to get rid of his opponent, but Dylan Lant another clearance, but this time chopped off by Stephen Motlop, who's off and running around the back. He chips into the centre of the ground, but the mark's spilt there and allows Saints to come in and put some pressure on. But now it's McKimmie who tried to swing around on the left, but his kick was smothered. Paredes hand passes over the top. Dylan Lant trying to soccer it forward out of the water, but couldn't get much purchase on it, unfortunately for Saints, and everyone fell on top of it, and we'll have a ball up again.
And you wouldn't want to stay at the bottom of the pack for too long today in those conditions. You could feel like a pool down there, but Dylan Lant up and about now.
So the ball spills out the back. Jack Lant comes in and pretty cleverly earned himself a free kick there. Just perhaps dropped the knees a little bit, but copped a high one. He's looking to play on now, runs to 50, kicks long towards the goal square. Off hands, the ball slips over the back and through for a behind for the first score of the quarter.
3-4-22 to 1-3-9.
Stephen Motlop, as usual, brings the ball back into play. Grandstand side this time, chips a pass to Brad Ryan, and Ryan marks just outside of defensive 50 for Pint, next to the boundary line, grandstand side. Kicks close to the boundary line here. I think that Matt Ryan just had hands to it and was punched away from behind, so it'll be a boundary throw in.
Good crowd in here today considering the weather. Of course, neighbouring clubs, you can see both club rooms from where we are sitting pretty much, so they didn't have far to travel, but they've certainly turned up.
McDonald again, clever out of the ruck, got it to O'Brien. His kick goes groundwards as Davies for Saints clears away, but straight into the arms of Stephen Motlop, who takes a nice mark in the conditions, and now looking to move the ball on quickly, uses the ball beautifully to Kirk. Kirk gives by hand to Chalmers. Chalmers long inside forward 50. Oh, that's a strong mark, just clunked in the hands down there by Andrew Jones, and he'll go back and take the set shot.
He took that very, very well, considering it's still raining out there at the moment. And but just Stephen Motlop, a couple of the touches he's had today in that back line. I don't think he kicked the ball further than 15 metres at any time, but he's just took control in the back there. And just a bit of skill.
Jones kicking from 40. It's a decent looking kick, but again, just swung it to the left and behind only. As, of course, Dylan Lant, the one picking up the ball to bring it back into play. Gets it over the top where Davies has made some space here. Davies swings around grandstand side and kicks along the wing, but again straight down the throat of Stephen Motlop, who just positions himself beautifully behind the ball. So again, Motlop goes short to Lockie O'Brien, who's also had plenty of the football today. Gives off to Motlop, who kept running, and that's a bit of late contact from Davies, and the Pint players don't like it much. It's going to be a relayed free kick down the field as it's Ben Brett. The scuffle's broken up a bit here, but that was just really unnecessary stuff, and Pint got their only goal from some poor discipline, a couple of 50-metre penalties, and now another chance. And we've seen that Ben Brett is a pretty powerful kick, so player on the mark's about 35 out. Brett's kick on the way, it's going to go right to the goal line and just touch through on the line.
Yeah, very undisciplined there by St Mary's, because they've controlled the ball as it's come in, and they didn't need to do that off the ball, and it just gave them the opportunity, but unfortunately Brett couldn't take it. 3-4-22 to 1-5-11.
So Darcy Chergwin in the back pocket swings the ball around O'Ling ran underneath it. The hand pass comes over the top. Strong work at ground level, picked up by Garner, but he's wrapped in the tackle straight away from Holtfitz, and that'll be a ball up by Daniel Lancaster. Throwing the ball up here. It's McDonald again, just gets his opponent out of the way and picks up the ball, kicks it forward. There's a whistle on the play here. It's going to be a pint free kick going to Mead Harding. Mead Harding wastes no time, kicks long inside forward 50, chopping across for St Mary's was Zach Robinson. Had a couple of grabs at it but couldn't take the mark, and it was knocked away over the boundary line again. Jones and Conway. Conway got to the front. Dylan Lant cleverly got it over the top to Harris. Harris around the wing, and Corowa out in front takes the mark on his chest. So looking to move it on quickly now. He's got Calder running forward, but I think he might have run over the boundary line before he kicked it. So the ball's going to come all the way back for a boundary throw in again.
There's playing the wing, and then there's playing the wing. He just went a little bit too wide there, and yeah, the boundary number was right onto it.
Conway McDonald. Conway this time gets a fist to the ball. Garner just kicks on the outside of his left boot, advances at about 15 metres, but again it's a stoppage on the outer side of the ground. Just gone past 8 minutes play in this quarter. No goals scored so far. Holtfitz at ground level, picks up and swings onto his left boot, kicks it forward. There's going to be a free kick to Pint here. Mead Harding holding, he kicks long down towards half forward. Jones gets rid of his opponent, takes the mark and now plays on straight away, kicks long towards goal, but it's wide again, and this time it's missed everything and out of bounds on the full as Bo Tedcastle goes back to retrieve the footy, and he'll take the kick in the back pocket. He's not going to be allowed to pick up the ball from behind the spare ball from behind the goal. Instead he has to
go and jump the fence. We saw this on Wednesday night as well, and I know that's the rules, but something for the rules committee, I suppose. But understandable why, but they've had to jump the fence and go and get the ball.
Yep. Yeah, and just slows the game up. But anyway, that's the rules that we play under. As Tedcastle goes wide to the outer side of the ground. Again, off hands over the boundary line, and another throw in. 11 points the difference, 9.5 minutes gone, third quarter. And it's in the Pint attacking half of the ground at the airport end as the boundary throwing comes in. McDonald in front. Just fell at his feet. He follows it up now. But again, it's over the boundary line before players could get their hands on it and control it.
10 minutes into the third quarter, and a goal for either side here will be very interesting, and probably could actually decide what's going to happen, because Pint just, the one advantage is in this condition is one quick goal and all of a sudden the game changes. But they just don't seem to be having the opportunities or taking the opportunities when they get them.
Yeah, the ball's been camped in their forward half for quite a while now, and Saints defending grimly as ball comes out. Dylan Lant hacks it off the ground, off hands, or Valejo lays the tackle, swings his opponent out the way. Now he's back over it again, but couldn't pick the ball up cleanly. Lays a tackle again, ball's just forced forward any way they can. Lant hacks off the ground again into the hands of Marr. His kick smothered, and now it's fallen into the hands of Valejo, who's found a bit of space, kicks long inside forward, 50 to a one-on-one. Corowa controlled it nicely, swings around on the right boot, kicks towards goal. It's going close to the line, but defensively the Pint players got back and forced it through for another behind. And Pint going straight up in the middle of the ground, but the mark spilt. Lant gets the hand pass up to Harris. Harris drills a pass in, but just too far away, and Pint looking to control it in the back half. Motlop once again gets it to Nolan, who swings a hand pass backwards, and that's a poorly directed kick, but Paredes has spilt the mark as he slid in to take it, and Pint able to work it away. Chalmers takes the mark. He chips inboard, but again missed the target, and it's Dylan Lant again. He's played on, slipped over, but managed to get past an opponent. Kicks long to the goal square. It's going over the top, but again just offline out to the right. So it's Saints with the last couple of opportunities, but again minor scores only. Hop. Kicks long this time, looking for Chalmers. Ball's punched away from him, but controlled at ground level by Kirk. He gives it off to O'Brien. O'Brien short round the outer side, and the mark taken by Smythe. Smythe looked to hand pass, but then changed his mind, kicked inboard, and it's taken here by Brett, who kicks inside forward 50, looking for Holt. Fitz down there. He's worked his opponent out of the way, has a snap towards goal. It's Pinter, the first only players back there, and a diving mark going in the same direction as the football, taken by Harry McKinney. And McKinney, you would think, would put Pint's second goal on the board from inside the goal square. So I don't know what happened there, but it was the Pint players that got out the back unmanned. So McKinney, top of the goal square, directly in front, bangs it through, and as you said, Nick, that does make it interesting because it closes the gap to about a goal.
As you said, earlier in the season we did see Pint win a game from not scoring a goal in the first half of the game. That was at home at DXC, and here we are now with only 5 points in it, coming up to the 13 and a half minute mark of the third quarter, and that's the second goal Pints have scored, both inside the goal square.
Well, that's the place to get them from if you can.
First one, of course, from 250-metre penalties, and that one where they just got the ball over the back. And as I said, a couple of players out there tonight that have played on Wednesday night as well in the Origin in rep game as well. So it's going to be heavy on their legs, certainly on this ground, as this game goes on. And you never know, Pint might pinch this one.
Tara wins the hit out into space. There's a holding free kick being paid. It's going the way of Garner for St Mary's. He's off and running and kicks long on the left foot straight down the middle of the ground. Off hands, the ball spills to ground as the hand pass comes out. Jack Lant's going to be first there, but he's under plenty of pressure from Ethan Smith and just gets pushed over the boundary line with ball in hand and a boundary throw in. But Saints have got it in there forward 50 for this boundary throw in.
Only one goal scored this quarter, and that was the one a few minutes ago by Pint.
This time the throw-in falls short, and Pint able to clear it away to the outer side of the ground. Or a strong tackle as Ryan trying to burst through there. Tower and McDonald again. Tower thumps it back to Seth Harris. Harris kicks high down towards forward 50, but Motlop's read that beautifully again and swings around and switches to the near side of the ground across the face of goal, finds Brad Ryan in a bit of space. Brad Ryan chips the ball forward, and he's found Palmer. Palmer kicks down the centre of the ground off hands. Garner gives it to Klusky, who brushes one tackle, ducks under a second, and then just kicks it. Dribble kick down towards half forward. Ben Brown comes in and hacks it off the ground, but the ball stops in the water at inside forward 50 there. It's a scramble for the ball and thumped forward by Garner. Again, he's back in and picks it up now, hooks the ball over his shoulder, and it's a one-on-one close to the goal line. Brad Ryan happy to carry it over and register a rush behind for St Mary's. So from the kick in, Harry Ling thumps it back. Ben Brown had his jumper pulled there as he ran towards the ball, and he'll take the free kick outside of forward 50. Drills it down off hands. It slips out of Dylan Lant's hands this time, and there'll be a free kick for high contact, and Ethan Smith will take that free kick. about 20 metres out from the St Mary's goal.
Yeah, Tex knew what he did there. He threw his arms straight up in the air. So umpire said thank you for helping me there.
So PINT work it outside of their defensive 50, and now along the outer wing as kick comes over the top. But strong defence again from St Mary's. It's going to be a Saints free kick for a push in the back out there. And it's going to go the way of Davies. Luke Davies kicks to the outer side of the ground on the bounce. Corowa couldn't control it. Ball paddled forward, and there's a wrestle for it there as it's Offermans who just pats it to his own advantage and then ran over the ball, and it's cleared away, but well read by Davies again in defence. He's off and running now, looking to go up the corridor, but it's chopped off by PINT and thumped forward. Good work there by Long, gets it to Klusky. Klusky tried to get around his opponent, but that's terrific defensive work to lay that tackle. And PINT are off and running forward once again as it's toe poked forward. But Saints strong in defence. Grace Long gets it to Jacob Long, and Jacob Long just controls it by foot to Benjamin Brown. So Ben Brown on the grandstand wing, now kicking long down to a pack of players. Mark almost taken there. It spills out the back. Garner picks up, gets a sliding kick forward close to the boundary line, and Stephen Motlock and Pelagia, I think, both were happy to see it go over the line.
Yeah, I don't think Stephen picked that up. The other guy was going to knock it over anyway. They were both very happy about that. Some tired boys out there as we're heading up to time on in the third quarter.
So an 8-point margin as McDonald works his way to the front, just pats it down in front of him and recovers himself, got the hand pass up, and now PINT off and running again. Robinson just forces it forward, but Smythe recovered well, got the hand pass inboard to O'Brien. O'Brien to Kirk. Kirk inside forward 50 over the top. Parnell tidies up, gets the hand pass forward to Seth Harris, and Harris just thumps it away to the outer side of the ground to the advantage of Offermans out there. Keeps his footing as his opponent doesn't, and he picks up the ball, chips inboard. Calder here, went to take it in the hands, could have taken it on the chest, and it slips straight through. And now Brad Ryan just forces it to the boundary line. It's going to be penalised here for deliberately out of bounds. Calder was calling for it, and a 50-metre penalty for arguing, so that's going to take him right to the goal line. And wow, that's a coach killer, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, in these conditions. And he can't argue. He did just let that ball run over. The umpire could have given him a benefit of doubt in these conditions, but he did definitely just knock it over. And then he wasn't happy with the decision, and it's just cost him a goal.
Yeah, so all that work that they've done to get the goal on the board earlier in the quarter, get themselves right back in the game, and that's just a gimme goal for St Mary's and stretches that lead out to 14 points, which is just about as big a margin as we've seen all night, Nick.
Yeah, it's the biggest. Yeah, it was 12 at quarter time, 12 at half time, and now 14 points. And as you said, PINT were looking good and starting to get back in this game. They're still not completely out of it, but 4 goals 7 and 2 goals 5 pretty much tells the picture of where we're up to today and the weather we're on as we just tick into time on in the third quarter.
So just waiting for everyone to be set up properly. And Donald reaches over the top, wins a hit out down. Lant was there first, but couldn't control it. Out the back, the big fella Conway does really well. Got the hand pass forward. Garner to Lant. Dylan Lant kicks long down towards half forward. And Calder out in front, this time interfered with in the marking contest, and he'll go back and take the free kick. He's outside of forward 50, so he kicks in short and finds Dylan Lant, who's still outside 50. Ted Castle up and running, but Lant's got something he likes further afield and just chips it forward to Klusky. Klusky on the 50, just chips it to the top of the goal square. Oh, good intercept mark taken. And Ma chips it up to Brett. And now PINT are off and running through the hands to Kalpful. Kalpful around the outer side of the ground. Jones spills the mark but recovers. Hand passes to Brett. Brett has got a runner inside as the siren goes to end the third quarter. Just a minute and a half or so of time on in that quarter as we saw one goal apiece scored, Nick.
Yep, 4 goals, 7:31 to 2:5:17. Back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back. We're here for for round 15 action. St Mary's versus Pint here for the final quarter. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this afternoon, Stuart Davies. Stuart, what do you think is going to happen in the last quarter?
Well, it's going to be, I can't see it being more than a couple of goals in it either way in these conditions, and it's just a matter of whether Pint can put some pressure on the scoreboard by forcing it forward early, getting a goal on the board and giving themselves some hope. But every time they've challenged, Saints have been able to answer it, and they've been pretty solid across the ground today. Yeah, the Darwin Buffaloes won the early game, defeating the Tiwi Bombers by 12 points. That's getting pretty tight for that 5th spot. Pint are on 32 points currently and Buffs on 28. We'll have a look during this quarter, the run home for both of those sides. And of course, a win here for St Mary's sees them back on top of the ladder, so plenty of incentive for both sides as Saints have worked it to half forward. Calder sees the ball in his hands, kicks forward, and Corowa running backwards takes the mark, judged it beautifully, and he's keen to go back and get himself a shot for goal. He's about 30 out directly in front, so yeah, he's been a valuable contributor today, taking some good marks in the conditions, and now a chance with a set shot pretty much directly in front. He kicked the first goal of the game, a quick snap. It's on the way. It's being clapped through on the goal line by his teammates, and that's the start that Pint really didn't need to open this quarter, and stretches out to a game-high 20-point margin early in the final quarter. Yeah, it's just the first multiple goal scorer of the day. And Texie got the first one in the game, as I said, and then just pinched that one then. So on the way home, Pints have got Tigers, Tiwi and Palmerston, and Buffs have got Wonders, Waratah and St Mary's. So you think Pints, Palmerston, yes. Tiwi could go either way. Tigers is going to be tough. Wanderers, yes, for the Buffs. Waratah and St Mary's, either one of those two. So Pint probably need to win 2 of those 3 games to get there. Yeah, look, it's a fabulous contest between the top 5 sides, and as I said, coming in, if Pint were to win today, they could challenge for the top 3, but they're going to have to get their skates on now as it's getting tougher in the conditions, and Saints just gritting it out as Garner gets a kick to the outer side of the ground. The hand pass comes over the top, cleverly done, and now Paredes kicks long down towards half forward. Ball punched away from behind Corowa at ground level this time, gets it over to Jack Lant. He swings around, kicking high towards the goal square. Pint got plenty of numbers back. A boot goes in. I think there might be a penalty here, a free kick for kicking in danger. They've been consistently paying them, certainly in the second half of this game, and that time it was Dylan Lant had his hands over the ball as the boot came in, and this one just about kill the game, you would think, if Lant could score this. Yeah, Brad Wright knew what he did then. As soon as he put the boot down, you could see the look on his face. He went, oh, I'm going to get pinged here, and he certainly did. So Dylan Lant kicking from about 20 metres. Oh, I think he's missed. He has. So it just leaves the door open slightly for Pint as Stephen Motlop wastes no time and runs out of the defensive goal square, kicks long to the outer side of the ground. Saints just trying to force it forward as Matt Ryan out there tried to kick but lost his footing. Paredes at ground level picks up, gets a kick as he's tackled, and Pint thump it forward again. Jones had the ball knocked away from him in the marking contest, and it's a scrummage at ground level. It'll be a ball up once again. McDonald been terrific in ruck once again today, kicks long down towards half forward, and Davies working back for Saints, who apart from the one blemish when he gave a free kick after disposal, has had a pretty solid game in defence. Absolutely. I said off air that with 38 points I'd be impressed if St Mary's have got. They've got their 38, and I think but we've still got a bit of time to go in this game with about 17 or 18 minutes left to play. So Conway doing the ruck work for Saints this time. Lant just hacks it off the ground, close to the boundary line outer side. It goes out, and trying to blame a deliberate free kick out there was Motlop. But he nearly got away with it. From the throw in. Conway and McDonald. McDonald nudges Conway underneath it and then picks the ball up himself, kicks it forward. As again, the ball's caught in underneath, and it'll be a ball up again.
Got a couple of other games on tonight. 6:30 at Gardens Oval, Foundation Cup, Waratah versus Wanderers, and then at Gazelles at 6:30, Palmerston and Southern Districts for round 15.
Paredes hacks the ball off the ground, gets it into the centre, but Pint are going to be first there and drive it back inside forward 50, punched away from behind. Oh, solid at ground level. Holt Fitz just trying to control the ball and get it out, but he's swamped by Saints defenders. And it'll be a ball up inside forward 50 for Pint at the Michael Long centre end of the ground. Jones does well in the ruck, wins the hit out, but Lant gets the clearance, but straight into the arms of Marr as Harry Marr tries to send Pint back inside forward 50. It squirted off the side of the boot a bit, but got down close to the boundary line, and eventually it's worked over and it'll be a throw in again. .21 points the margin, almost 6 minutes gone, final quarter. As from the throw in, Marr nudges his opponent out of the way, gets the hand pass backwards, and now there's chances it comes to Holt Fitz. Holt Fitz on the left, swings it round to the top of the goal square, punched away, disciplined by Saints defence, and now Harry Ling clears it away. Off hands, the ball spills to the ground. Calder thought about kicking off the ground as the player slid in. He changed his mind, and the hand pass comes out to shot. His kick slides off the side of the boot as Robinson gets a quick kick forward, but only as far as Motlop. He's tackled as soon as he took the ball, but there's going to be a free kick paid here.
Yeah, he got it for a sling tackle, I think. Yeah.
It's not Motlop, it's Calfull, so he chips in short, which just drifted forward.
Talking about 6 metres.
Yeah, that's right, Ben Brett, but the mark was paid, and Saints didn't have time to react to close that one off, so Ben Brett again will be kicking from just inside the 50-metre line.
Gone back a long way.
Comes in now. It's just dragged it. I think it might have gone all the way through here. But just everyone looked pretty casual on the goal line as that one floated down.
Or was he paid a 50? I think he's paid a 50.
Yeah, that must be the case.
Yeah, so he's got to get the ball himself. So, he's having a smile on his face. So he did push to get that distance. I know you're right, it did go for a point, but he's been given the 50.
Yeah, so Pint get the answering goal in this final quarter as they needed to. So the margin back to 15 points, and it's still in the game. Will that relatively easy miss from Dylan Lant earlier in the quarter come back to haunt Saints?
So that's 2 goals that Pint have got now, both from 50-metre penalties where they've kicked it on the line, and then the other one they got was a mark in the goal square. So they've certainly not been banging from distances, but they need to hurry up, you would think, coming up to the 9-minute mark of the final quarter. As you said, St Mary's played pretty good wet weather footy and have managed to control this game pretty much from the start.
Tower and McDonald again at ground level. Quick kick forward by Paredes. All spills, Vallejo couldn't control it. Smith got a kick that was smothered. Now good use of the hands, gets the ball out to Seth Harris. He kicks long down towards half forward. Corral out in front, just couldn't control the ball, and then the hack kick out of defence. Marr controls it nicely this time and chips inboard to McDonald. McDonald plays on by a hand to Calfull. He's caught in the tackle, has to hand pass backwards to McDonald, almost threw that one out.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's been paid. So it's going to be a St Mary's free kick here. So the kick out wide finds Garner. The takes a nice mark. Garner swings around on the left foot, runs inside 50 now, kicks long to the goal square. Kluski got his hands to the ball, but there's a pushing free kick played against him in that marking contest. And it'll come back to Pulmer for Pint in the defensive goal square. So just looking to work the ball out. Drills it straight up the centre of the ground and finds Ethan Smith in some space. He wanders off, kicks to the outer side of the ground, and a good pass and a good mark taken. So it's Pint just trying to work it up through the ground. Calfull picks up, hand passes backwards, and now the kick into the corridor in the middle of the ground. Saints have got numbers here. It spills out the back. First there is Seth Harris, picks up beautifully with a hand pass. Falajo hand pass to himself, almost got slung off the ball in the tackle, missed his boot, and now a hack kick comes out, and Saints the chance through Harris again. Kicks out wide, looking for Jack Lant. He's out in front, picks it up nicely, scoops it up, and then kicks inside forward 50, goes over the head of Kluski. Calder comes in but couldn't control the ball as it slipped through, and I think the boundary umpire saying that came off his boot and went over the line. So Pint with the free kick, and they're moving it quickly through the back half now as the kick comes straight down the middle of the ground. Well read by Parnell, but he spilt the mark. Tried to get it back over to Darcy Churgwin there, but Churgwin has the ball trapped underneath him, and it'll be a ball up just inside the centre square. McDonald gets the hit out, but it's Lant with the clearance, kicks out into space, grandstand side. Ben Brown controlled it nicely, hand passed over the top to Paredes. Paredes goes long inside forward 50. Corowa in front, got his hands to the ball. It slipped to ground level. Kluski picks up, hand passes back, looking for Dylan Lant, who burrows forward, trying to win himself a free kick, I think. But in the end, he's going to be penalised for not getting the ball out when he was tackled. So the Pint free kick in their defensive 50, and long kick comes straight down the middle of the ground. Oh, Chalmers got his hands to the ball, couldn't mark it. The toe poke came into the hands of Grace Long, but again there's a kicking in danger free kick being paid here, and it's going to go the way of Pint. Thomas shot as a player running forward. That's to the advantage of Brodie Motlop out there. He slides after the ball when he perhaps should have kept his footing, and now Holt Fitz comes into Lenderham, scoops the ball up beautifully and runs around on the right boot. Kicks inside forward 50, the mark off hands. Here's a chance for Pint with a shot at goal. Swings it around, and he's just missed it. Just pulled it to the left, to the right, sorry, and a behind only, so that would have made it interesting, a goal there, Nick.
Absolutely. They've had the opportunities today, Pint. They just haven't taken, and there's probably been 3 or 4. A couple are kicked out of bounds on the fall as well. I know it's tough conditions out there, but there was a couple of guys running with him. Then he could have probably handed it off or just took a little bit longer. And but they have missed the opportunities, whereas St Mary's, when they've had them, pretty much, apart from a couple of occasions, have taken their chances.
Dylan Lant goes outer side of the ground, goes long, close to the boundary mark. Not quite taken out there by McDonald. Calder at ground level manages to get a bit of a kick forward, but Pint have chopped it off. The kick comes across Calfull, couldn't take the mark, and he gets forced to the ground, and now the ball spills out the back. Kluski receives, he gets slung in the tackle. Play on's the call as he hits the ground, and the ball just spills out of his hand, and now again another stoppage. And Pint players claiming they should have been paid a free kick in there, but nothing doing as Toa wins the hit out forward. And pass comes out the back. Maher tries to burst through. He gets tackled with the ball and forced to the ground. Lant, another kick forward. Harris just scoops it over the top. Valaje kicks it out of the air forward and into the wide open spaces at half forward. He follows up himself but couldn't get there in time as Pint clear it away to the grandstand side of the ground. Ben Brown just lurking behind, came in, got a hand pass forward, but it's chopped off by Ethan Smith. He kicks high in towards the centre of the ground, almost a push there, and that's the way it's been paid against Lockie O'Brien. Clearly hands in the back of Jake Toa, and Toa will take the free kick. He kicks long down towards half forward. Oh, that's a terrific mark. Terrific contested mark taken in the conditions by Offermans. And Hoffman's kicks high, inside forward 50. Calder couldn't get his hands to it as Brown comes in now. He's tackled with the ball, couldn't break away, and he'll be penalised for not disposing of it. It was a great tackle by Lee Peters in defence there for Pint. And he kicks in short and finds Marr at half back. Goes long down the line as Parnell just nudged his opponent out of the way and took the mark on the chest. He's cut Lance short, ignores that and kicks along to a pack of players inside forward 50. Ball thumped away from behind, well controlled at ground level by O'Brien, and Pint clear it away again. Davies is going to be first there for Saints. Oh, cleverly picked that one up and now drills a pass to Dylan Lant. That was terrific footy, and Lant gets it over the top. He's got Klusky running back, and Klusky takes the mark and says, just hold everything, I'm going to take a shot at goal from out wide. We know that he's a powerful kick, but in these conditions it'd be a good effort to score from out there. But I think more importantly, he's happy to take some time off the clock, Nick.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly what he's doing. He did have someone open there. He could have chipped over the top too, but in these conditions he's thought, no, I'll just take some time off it here. Top of the square wouldn't surprise me though.
Swings around, that's exactly where he's gone. And Mark almost taken on the third attempt, but Pint clear it away instead as at ground level it's picked up. And hand pass comes forward. Garner swings around on the left boot towards goal, but couldn't control it. Couldn't bring it back far enough, and through for another behind. But almost 16 and a half minutes gone. It's Pint with the job ahead of them if they're going to snatch the points here.
Yep, 5-9-39 to 3-6-24.
So straight down the middle of the ground, but Saints are lined up there as Conway just thumps it back inside forward 50. Well trapped at ground level by Calder. Got the hand pass out the back for Lejo. Working hard as the ball spills out. Offerman's does a bit of wrestling there, gets it out. Garner hand passes over the top to Lant. Lant swings it forward. Calder's by himself in the goal square, and he just worked his way back behind the Pint defence and read the ball as Lant's kick came in and fell into his arms right in the goal square. So this will be the absolute sealer, I would think, as Jackson Calder looks to become the second multiple goal scorer of the game.
He's taking his time as long as he likes in this. There's no shot clock here, but he certainly took his whole 29 seconds, whatever it is, and he's put that one through, as you said, for his second goal of the game.
Yeah, the conditions not really suiting the likes of Jackson Calder, but he has battled hard all day and been in the contest, and just kept working and got himself a couple of goals.
Yeah, 6-9-45 to 3-6-24. So 21-point lead. It was 12 points at quarter time, 12 points at half time, 14 at three-quarter time, and 21 points now here at the 18-minute mark of the final quarter. Quarter's been going between 23 and 21 minutes, so you would think roughly about the same for this one as well.
Yeah, although with 2 goals to 1, it makes it the highest scoring quarter of the game.
Yes.
Conway McDonald wins the hit out. Well read by O'Brien, who forces it forward and then follows up himself. It's picked up at ground level, fired back, and a high kick inside forward 50. Coming out strongly was Jones. Couldn't take the mark, and Pint desperate to get it out of the congestion at half forward, but kicked off the ground by Garner out into space. Running in here was Peters for Pint. Used it well by hand, and the kick comes into the top of the goal square. There's a chance for Pint as they work it out. Holt Fitz now on the left, kicks towards goal, and I think he snuck that one in. He has for another goal for Pint there, second for the quarter, but probably too little too late. But they certainly pushed numbers forward as the ball went in, and worked it out to Liam Holt Fitz.
back to a 15-point margin coming up to time on here in the final quarter. 6-9-45 to 4-6-30. We had one other game played this afternoon where Darwin Buffs defeated Tiwi by 12 points.
Kept their season alive as far as finals hopes go, Nick, especially with what looks like will be the result here. Makes that the battle for 5th place really interesting.
Absolutely, and of course any of those 6 sides on their day, they're pretty good at one stage. I mean, really early season Buffs looked like the side to beat at one stage, and currently now trying to fight their way back into the 5. We've lost an umpire and a ball somewhere. There's something. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah, just trying to sort out the numbers in their right place, I think. So we're good to go. McDonald again wins the hit out, but Paredes was first there. Klusky picks it up and thumps it away down towards half forward, but Stephen Motlop again read it beautifully, takes that mark. He realises the situation with the time clock and tries to move it quickly forward, but I think that was touched off the boot as Paredes took it, manages to find himself space and kicks forward, and Lant takes the mark. Was met reasonably solidly after taking the mark, but nothing illegal in it, and Lant chips it out wide to Garner, who's really worked his way into the game as it's gone on. Kicks along. There's plenty of PINT defenders down there as the ball comes to ground. Smith at ground level gets swamped by the Saints forwards. Calder in particular just took him to ground and just soaks up a bit more time off the clock. 21 minutes gone. McDonald wins a hit out to Maher. He throws it on the right boot. Spills to Vallejo here. He shrugs away, gets the kick down to the top of the goal square. Ryan in defence manages to get away and drill the ball out. That's a good strong mark taken at half back by Matt Ryan, who plays on quickly into the centre of the ground, punched away from behind by Parnell. It falls to Paredes, who hand passes forward, trying to get it to Klusky. He just batted it to the ground, and McDonald comes in and picks up and clears away, but it's all St Mary's behind the ball here as Tex Corowa takes the mark and then chips out wide to Parnell. It was too short, but Parnell had time to pick it up and get it back to Corowa by hand. Good defensive work there for PINT by Pulmer, but Saints again set up behind the ball as Harry Ling picks up and chips backwards looking for Davies. Davies picks it up, thumps the ball forward. On the bounce, Corowa takes it, gets a hand pass forward. Well done by Smith. Got it out to Offermans. Offermans just advances it around the boundary line down towards the forward 50. Picked up by Peters back there as he was tackled by Paredes. Paredes saying he put it over the line deliberately, but it'll be a boundary throw in. And we're 22 and a half minutes in to this final quarter. 2 goals apiece as we wait for the boundary throw in. Jack Klusky putting his hand up to the ruck work. He won't get near McDonald. He spilt the ball as it went through his hands. Paredes trying to wrestle his way forward, manages to get a kick forward somehow. Stephen Motlop reaching out, couldn't hold on to the mark. Oh, a terrific tackle down there by Vallejo. But not rewarded with a free kick, but rewarded with a stoppage, which is just as good for Saints at this time of the game.
Played very well today, Vallejo. He's had lots of really good touches, and that was a great tackle.
So McDonald just takes it out of the ruck contest, thumps it forward. Corral was there first, but couldn't control the ball. Dylan Lant at ground level, but PINT trying to work it out. O'Brien hand passes over the top as PINT bring it away. Grandstand side, Harry Ling goes over his head. Davies again read it beautifully on the bounce. Hand pass to Paredes, and Paredes goes in short to Corowa. Just spilt the slippery ball, but Robinson comes in to help as it slips out to Corowa again as the Calful tries to hook it backwards to the advantage of his teammate. Eventually it comes out, but O'Brien got bundled over the boundary line with the ball, and it'll be a boundary throw in again. Yeah, Vallejo been really impressed with the way he's kept his feet in the difficult conditions, Nick, and that's been crucial in a number of those contests. So the siren goes to end the game. A tough slog, but St Mary's just too strong in the end, Nick.
Yeah, 15-point win, 6-9-45 to 4-6-30. The goal scorers, Stuart?
Yep, I've got Calder with a couple, Corowa with a couple, Garner with one, and Dylan Lant for Saints, and for For Pint, they were all singles. Kyle Kirk, Harry McKimmie, Ben Brett, and Liam Holt Fitz, that last one.
Absolutely. And your best on grounds?
Oh, it was tough, wasn't it? But look, I thought for Saints, Dylan Lant was everywhere again.
Yeah.
Got heaps of the ball. I liked Luke Davies' game across half-back. Corowa, for the conditions, was really impressive. Garner worked his way into the game. And Vallejo, as we said, was pretty good, and Paredes had a fair bit of it. But for Pint, I think Lockie O'Brien was probably their best, had heaps of the football, and Connor McDonald in the ruck was sensational once again. Stephen Motlop across half-back, of course, had plenty of the football as well.
And the two Ryan boys also did pretty well, Matty and Brett.
Yep.
So that's it, though. It's a pleasure to host you this evening. My name is Nick Daggs. I was joined by Stuart Davies, and we'll catch you next week for round 16.